I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get tired. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling it.
What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
Niggas is feeling like the baddest bitch that y'all ever seen. Like today, y'all, my titties are tittying. Even though Sammy didn't notice, even though Latif didn't notice.
I'm sorry, I didn't immediately notice your boobs got slightly bigger than what they usually are.
Honestly, y'all, I'm giving myself my own words of affirmation. You are a bad bitch with big titties. So, with that being said, that's how I'm feeling today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I am feeling brown. I'm working this out. I feel like I look a bad bitch in this outfit. I was turning some heads at the grocery store, so that makes me
love that for you.
Feel good. Did not pick any grocery store daddies, but maybe next time I will. Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's a good day. I'm ready to talk about this episode. Kind of not, but we're gonna get there when we get there.
Absolutely. So you want to get into some story time before we get into anything else?
Let's get into this motherfucking story time. So. A woman was kicked out of I'm going to say a moving vehicle. It felt like it was a moving vehicle.
It felt like it was very much moving.
Because she got flued out by a man and she decided not to have sex with him. And he was very upset the fact that she did not have sex with him. So
he was the one recording the video.
Yeah. So he canceled her flight and was like, fuck you, get out. You're not fucking, go back to where you came from. So girls who have been flued out before, what is your opinion on that?
Okay, so I want to play the devil's advocate because
it's a devil's advocate because I feel like you really feel this way. So it's not devil's advocate.
Because I feel like I feel both ways.
You feel both ways.
Okay. On one side, I feel like we are fucking grown. Okay, and if you're on very allotted time, you know what the fuck he's bringing you there for. And how many conversations have y'all had where you feel comfortable with him flying you out, but you're not feeling comfortable fucking him?
Okay.
And I'm not saying that fucking has to happen because, granted, as someone that dates someone that is, not in the same city as me, I actually had a conversation with him last night, and I said, so what if I came out there and I never fucked you? And he's like, I wouldn't have cared. Because that's the difference between a grown-ass man and someone that's just only trying to be there to fuck you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, most people are not on that same time. If they flying you out, flights are not cheap, baby. So some niggas that do work 9 to 5s or, I don't even want to say regular jobs, people that are working hard for every dime that they're getting, for them, they feeling real played. Because chances are when you come down here, they're buying your flight, they're driving you everywhere, they're paying for everything. Mm-hmm. And so when he told her, like, oh yeah, I canceled your flight, because she said, give me my confirmation, she was like, I ain't got no money. How you ain't got no money? How you got us having no money?
We both know how I feel about that. So yes. That's a big no-no. I actually feel the other way. This is coming from a woman, from a person who got flued out, had every intentions of fucking, but did not fuck.
Facts.
So you don't know what he had going on or what turned her off or what could have happened for her to feel like, I'm not fucking you. Because I had no problem having sex with a guy that flew me out to go see him.
Because you feel like the conversations and the vibe you were feeling was already enough.
Yeah,
I feel like
the chemistry was great.
If you are already willing to leave your city to hang out with someone exclusively, because say you're going to, like, where you went, you knew no one there.
Yeah.
So you knew you were fully going to be there for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And so unless she was coming here and seeing other niggas, or that's probably what the time she was on.
Maybe.
That might have been because we don't know what happened in between them, but for you to say
it could have been either way. It could have been she had every intention of fucking, and then he was not what she thought it was.
Facts.
Or she was just one of these girls who wanted a free trip, and it didn't.
But how is it a free trip if you with this nigga every fucking day? Like, are y'all laying in the same bed? Look, granted, we don't know it. I don't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, you walking out and he recording, you have a Dior bag and you got this and the third, but you talking about you ain't got no money
for a return flight. Or maybe she was lying for making him feel bad. I don't know. That's something I will pull. I ain't got no money. Please pay for
Baby, no, you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. Because it's one thing for someone to make that video to embarrass you, and it's another thing for you to say on the video, I ain't got no money to get home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just see it both ways. Like, to me, like, you don't have to have sex when you.
I absolutely don't feel that way, but I feel like we are grown. Let's stop being naive.
Let's stop being naive. But if she didn't want to have sex, she didn't want to have sex.
And that's absolutely true. But I'm saying you busting it wide open for niggas you meet the first night in your city. So someone that took the time to fly you out, plan a trip for you, like, let's, y'all, if you don't, stop dating niggas you don't like. Just like we tell niggas, stop dating bitches you don't like.
Yeah, stop dating niggas.
Stop thinking a free trip is worth getting fucking cursed out in a video that goes, because I'm like, this is not the first video that happened. Like, this happens probably once a year where some nigga tries to expose a bitch that I flew her out. She didn't have no money to get home.
So I guess the lesson here is niggas stop flying bitches you barely know out. Let's do that first, because
and if
you
get
to know the bitch a little bit. You
and
know?
if you're worried about sex, why don't you fuck a bitch in your city just in case the bitch is you flying out?
I saw this tweet. He said, "What if you fucked up your bitch in the city? Then what do you do?" And I'm like, nigga,
you outsource.
Are you sure you want to get tested if you fucked up your bitch in your city? But yeah, so that's why they're outsourcing. They got new pussy, and then like you have to understand, some bitches are so bad from different cities. They're like, yo, I'm going back to your city. Let me hook. Like I still want to fuck with you, you know. So it's just getting flued out is just.
It's a luxury, but I feel like with that luxury, you have to understand, because if a rapper was to fly you out, are you fucking or not?
She's fucking.
If it was a ball player, were you fucking or not?
She's fucking.
So because he is not of the same caliber, you think you're not fucking? Bitch, grow the fuck up. You're fucking.
Plus, you're gonna fuck without a condom. Let's be real. If it's a rapper, ball player.
Exactly.
We know what we're doing.
So I'm gonna say, so humble yourself now and just understand that what you're doing.
Unless it was a situation where he was just dirty.
Yeah, if he was dirty, I'm saying if the vibe wasn't vibing, cool. But I feel like that's something you should discuss with him, for him to drive you all the way there, being in there. You have to feel the amount of hurt a man feels to record himself saying that you ain't fuck, get out my car. Like, you had to be so big mad. And I feel like niggas have gotten very sassy over the years.
They've gotten because they're raised by their single mothers. That's why.
Well, excuse the fuck out of us.
Yeah.
Okay? Maybe not everyone is allotted the, you know.
But it's not a dig on single mothers, but that is a reason. If you're raised by a woman, you're going to get female tendencies. So it is
I don't agree with that, but.
You think you can be raised by a single woman, not have some kind of, you know, feminine tendencies towards you?
Because some women are not naturally soft, though. Some women are like dead ass, like, you know, niggas, because, you know, they have to be hard their entire life because they maybe have all brothers, or they've had some trauma. So I don't want to use that narrative, but I can say that the sassy niggas are out to play, and that's why they're wearing hoochie daddy shorts. So.
Ooh, I thought we liked the hoochie daddy shorts.
We do,
but girl, the summer done changed around. The beginning of summer, we're up for it. Now we're like, ooh, hoochie daddy, man.
A little sass in that ass.
A little sass in that ass. Okay, well,
so the girls.
Okay, well, the girls are back at it again. Another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill, where we create conversations. Oh, wow.
Sipping wine.
I go by the name of Thug Motherfucking No Nail Sammy.
And I'm Ambitious the Renaissance Teray.
I feel like my hands feel so much smaller when I have no nails. Like I have like childish fingers.
They do be feeling like nubs. No,
like
I'm not speaking for you specifically. I'm talking about for myself.
I feel like I have nubs.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I'm feeling real nubby right now.
I'm gonna say good thing you got your toes done, because you couldn't have them both not done.
Well, you know, one thing about us, if we're not gonna have our nails done, our toes are definitely gonna be done.
Shit, both mine gonna be done, because I hate when mine. You remember you went like a whole like 3-4 months without nails?
Longer than that. I ended up going like
I've never went that long. I can't imagine looking at these childish fingers.
Yeah, I just hate the way it just fucks up my nails so bad.
Well, because you should probably get press-ons like I get on, and stop getting.
I'm gonna start doing the dip thing and get them short.
Or I'm saying either dip or get Gel X. X or not, because acrylic is always gonna weaken your nails.
Always. But
make sure you follow us on our reels.
Make sure you follow us at all social media after Real Sip and Spill, except for we said that. Okay.
I know we did already say that. That's what I'm saying, because you had said to say the reel.
Okay, make sure you check us out on the reels. Our TikToks, our Sip and Review, our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube,
our merch. Merch.
And I know we have our Spill Your Tea, but we don't talk about Spill Your Tea, nor do we promote Spill Your Tea. So I feel like let's make a conscious decision to promote Spill Your Tea.
And I feel like the thing is, we do have tea to spill, but we never ask consent from our friends if we can spill that tea. Because I got tea to be spilling. But
just ask your friends.
I should. So I'm about to spill your tea, y'all. And it's going to be under the pretense of not saying your name and or your business or too much that people will know what I'm talking about. But I need some tea to spill so I can promote this shit. So y'all tell me some rumors or things that are true.
I want truth. I want real tea. Don't make nothing up.
I mean, even if it's rumors, all content is good content, right? Because like we say, all publicity is good publicity.
All publicity is good publicity.
So yeah. So what else is there? We said the Real Sip and Spill shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after Sip and Spill shop. And that's about it.
Yeah, that really is.
We have Patreon, but that shit is just like...
Patreon and our TikTok have been very much neglected. But We are trying to go viral, y'all. So if y'all know easy, quick ways to us to get famous, just let us know, you know?
We gotta say something scandalous.
We say shit scandalous all the time.
But like super scandalous.
What is super scandalous?
Like, ooh, I was fucking Future. That's not super scandalous.
That's not
common.
scandalous. That's
Everyone's fuck Future.
Let's get into some
Or
fucking
can
wine.
fuck Future.
Let's get into some would you rathers.
Yes. So would you rather peel off all the scabs off a homeless man's body with your teeth, or suck all his sweat suck his sweat-filled socks?
I would rather die.
No, you have two choices.
I'm gonna be homeless with him. Someone's going to do it for us.
You have to choose between the two choices.
Can I choose the or?
But
You said would you rather or? Can I choose the or?
No, would you rather peel off all the scabs of a homeless man's body with your teeth, or suck all his...
I'm choosing or.
No. suck his sweat-filled socks.
Both of them make me want to throw up. So
Pick one.
I'm going to suck the sock.
You're naked.
Ugh, God, I can't do the scab on my teeth. They're both equally nasty. So at this point,
you know how wet socks feel? Like they're just so
girl,
nasty.
I mean, but but I can suck it for like 2 seconds. So you didn't even say the time frame. So
yeah, you could suck it for one. Actually,
yeah, I can do 1 second.
Yeah,
but picking all the scabs off your body, bitch.
Yeah. And you know they got a lot because
they've been dirty for their entire life.
They be fucking injecting drugs.
Okay,
too.
so my question is: would you rather have BO and not know it, or always only smell BO on anybody else?
Only smell BO on other people. You know I love smelling good. One thing about me, perfume, lotion. No, I can't stink. I can't. I love to smell good. So I'd rather smell your funk so you don't know I got funk.
But what if they don't stink, but that's the only thing you smell on them?
Well, that's not what would you rather was. But anyways,
that's what I'm saying. You only smell any people's BO. Even if they don't stink, you just only smell that out of them.
Oh, shit.
So they could probably smell good, but all you smell is BO on them.
Damn, nah, you gotta smell my BO. I don't want to smell yours on the inside. I thought it was just you can smell people's BO.
No, you can only. That's the only thing you can smell on them.
You gonna suffer, not me.
Get into some fucking wine facts so we can get into some motherfucking
tea time.
Tea time.
I picked this up on the way here, so it is a Pinot Noir. I only got it because it was a twisty. I didn't feel like opening up a bottle, but I think it's from France. Yeah, it's from French. It's called Ceste la Vie, which sounds like it's something about living, because viva is live in Spanish. But anyways, so something about living, I guess. Don't know what it means. It's a Syrah. That's what I got. It's 60% Pinot Noir, 40% Syrah, 13% alcohol content. It is a warm, exceptional encounter between two famous grapes varieties when the fine and the charming Pinot meets with the supple, generous Syrah. Unveiling fresh red fruits and an I can't say the words.
Yeah, we're just gonna drink this wine.
Drink it. And
that's the thing is, it's so funny. She's like, I'm gonna look up the wine facts today. She said, I just found it, but I'm gonna look up the wine facts. And I said, okay, girl.
Exquisite. That was the word, exquisite.
Exquisite. I can't say big words. And I can't say S's.
Can't say your S's and shit. That's what Nicki Minaj said.
Yeah, she's like, which is messy.
Why she say that? Why she do y'all like that?
She did it.
All the bitches with lips.
They was talking about me. She's talking way too loud.
Cheers.
Bitch, fuck you.
Ooh.
Ew.
I like it. It's super light. Refreshing. It almost gives me a white wine feel.
You know what's crazy? I think it's actually heavy because I feel like how dry it is. It gets.
This is dry to you?
Yes.
This is not dry. Pinots don't really tend to be dry. This is not dry.
Baby, this is dry. You can't sell to a seller.
Okay, well.
It's dry. Take another look real quick.
It's not dry to me.
She couldn't say with a straight face, y'all.
It's not dry.
It's a paid ad.
Are dry.
It's a paid ad.
All right, so look at some motherfucking tea time. Crystal Smith, she is the wife of Neo for now.
Not Neo for now.
She made this post on Instagram, and I kind of want to read the post. Did you
I feel like it was too long, but in summary,
summarize it.
She was pretty much saying they've been married for 8 years, and she said it's one thing to be married to someone that's living a double life, that's always deceiving you, that X, Y, and Z.
Pretty much, she was cheating the whole time.
Yeah, he was cheating the entire time, and he had a whole second life.
He's a narcissist, all that shit.
And the thing is, what I was telling Sammy when we were reading this, I was like, I really love that Beyonce and other people just don't talk to us. Mm-hmm. Like, I love celebrities that don't feel like they have to tell us their story. Because the thing is, we don't give y'all sympathy. We give y'all laughs. We laugh at y'all's life to make our lives feel more better. Is that more better? To make our lives feel better than what it really is.
Make us feel better about our lives.
Honestly. Because we'll laugh, like we said, we always laugh at Khloe Kardashian, but we probably had niggas that was cheating on us real bad. But we was like, it wasn't in the public eye. And I feel like celebrities, you don't have to justify your life to us. You don't have to justify anything to us, because at the end of the day, if you decide to do this with them and not leave them, that is your choice. That is your prerogative. And then like Neo followed it up talking about, for the sake of
he liked it. First he liked it. Her where she posted, and then he followed up and
he was like, for the sake of my family and my children, I want to handle this in private, which you should have already did. Because honestly, we fucking forgot that Neo was married. We forgot who Neo was. I'm sorry. So Sick of Love Song was great, but after that, been so sick of you.
We don't know. I mean, honestly, have you seen Neo without his hat on?
Bitch, I've seen enough.
Oh, Neo is not attractive at all. Did you see that picture he posted? That he posted in the shade room when he was like laying on the ground and he was like doing his duck lips, looking like a fish.
No.
Oh, Neo is not.
And I mean, and the thing is, like I'm saying his wife she's attractive, but she's like the typical what men that look like Neo would marry so they can get a certain look out of their children. let's be honest. So I feel like you are the preferred choice, and you're over complaining that he probably cheated on someone that looks just like you. Like,
yeah. So I mean, my opinion of it is, I feel the same way about you. We're not going to give you something. We're going to laugh at you. Another thing is, it's really none of our business. And if they were not to put this stuff about themselves, where would we? What entertainment would we get?
But the thing is, talk about there's also other entertainment, though. It's like, I mean, there's shit that goes on in the world. I mean, we don't pay attention to that shit either. But I feel like if we didn't have celebrities to talk about, we will find something to talk about. The way that we set up, we're going to find.
They always give us a topic. So keep posting your L's.
And honestly, I feel like at their grown ass age, I can only imagine me being in my 40s. Or pushing 40, talking about how my husband was cheating on me for 8 years.
Damn, 8 years. That's a long time to be cheating on someone.
And if you are cheating on me for 8 years, how the fuck am I just now finding out and just now exposing it?
You know she knew the whole time he was cheating, but she chose to stay. It's harder to leave a nigga when he's rich. Because he's going to do the grand gestures to get you back because he can afford the grand gestures.
Because Tina Turner didn't leave Ike Turner for a long time.
Yeah. So
but now that bitch is up with a white man.
It's so much harder when the man has a certain amount of money. So
that's why we're going to have to push independent women.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like you saw the way he treated his woman before you. One, you were the woman when he was still with the other woman. He got the girl to get her tubes tied, then immediately had a baby with you. So you know what kind of man that you're dealing with. You see some kind of signs. And I know some guys can seem like the perfect picture and switch up last minute, like, who the hell is this nigga? But Neo showed his true colors plenty times before.
I feel like most men have shown their true colors, but you feel like if you love a man enough?
I don't agree. I feel like they don't. Only because of my one story that, he was my friend who had a boyfriend that was perfect the whole time. As soon as he got married to her, he's changed completely. So I'm like, some men are very good at changing. And like some men are also very good at becoming whatever you want them to be.
That's a fact.
So they'll be the person you need for a moment of time. And then by the time he starts changing, you're already too deep in love. So it's harder for you to leave. So it's all about, it's manipulation.
You're talking real loud.
It's a tactic. It's narcissism. Men are not dumb. Some men actually are very dumb, but some men are very aware of what they're doing to this woman, and they are okay with it. So it's I can see both coins, and some women are so want to be in love that
that's all that matters to them.
They'll accept whatever.
I'm gonna say, because remember we was talking about this. I said that was me one time.
Yeah.
At one point in life. So
yeah. So let's go to some more ancient niggas. Big Sean. Well, let's not call him ancient.
Because I love him.
The only one ancient at that situation is Nick Cannon.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But there's PJ Washington. So there's Big Sean, PJ Washington. Who else? Nick Cannon is
we said ASAP as well.
ASAP Rocky. So they're all getting these women pregnant, more like ASAP and ASAP and Big Sean are getting women who are very successful pregnant, and they're not even
making them an honest woman.
Yeah, or wives or anything. They're so comfortable having a baby with someone and not marrying someone. And my opinion is, I feel like the reason why men are so okay with what they see having a child, less responsibility than being married, and women see being married as more of a commitment than having a child.
Yeah,
women see having children more of a commitment than marriage, because you can walk away from a marriage. You cannot walk away from a child.
Facts.
And that's because men easily walk away from the children.
Facts.
They know that the blowback of having the child...
I feel like it's harder for men to walk away from a marriage than it is for them to walk away from their children.
For the children. You know, it's the reason why it's so easy for them to, like, it's the whole cheaper to keep her thing, and the whole, like, I'd rather stay in this relationship miserable than to leave, but have no problem leaving their children and all that. It's because they know the bulk of the responsibility is not on them.
Facts.
They know the primary custodial parent is probably going to be the woman.
Yeah.
So they feel like, okay, even if I have the baby, I'm only going to do, 20% of the work while she does everything. So they see that as more commitment than rather being married to someone. You have to choose that person every day. Every day you have to make a conscious decision to make sure that person is happy.
Yeah. When
children, it's just dropping off the mom, see them on the weekends, see them every other weekend, see them once a month, see them once a year, see them once every 10 years, whatever your, thing is. So, how do you think about that?
I think that for someone like me who my end goal is not to be married, I can see where it's like, okay, well, if you're having children with these people, you don't want to get married, that's A-okay, because they are able to take care of themselves without them. But just think about a world where when the child is born, you get to decide who has the child. Because most times it's always with the woman.
Yeah.
If I can get pregnant and say, you know what? I'm going to hold this child for 9 months. But when the baby is born, I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. Men would not have children.
They would not have children.
They will make sure they put a condom on. They will make sure they will fucking get on birth control.
Because they don't get forced with a choice. We always are forced with a choice. Like even when it's like when you're like, oh, you want to get an abortion, you want to do adoption. It's like it's all the decisions are based up on the women. And it's like, I didn't do this by myself. So why am I making this decision for myself?
You do everything by yourself.
By yourself.
Everything.
And you always say that even married women are single mothers.
There is nothing worse than being a married single mother. My mom was a married single mother, so I already know what it's. I've seen
my mother is a married single woman.
I've seen it firsthand. Like I'd rather be a single woman than being married and still feeling like a single woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I have a husband or a man, but he's not contributing anything. And really,
I'm gonna say finances are just not enough anymore. I think we want to be.
Finances was enough when it was able to take care of the household, but one man's finances is not enough
take care of more than one child.
So I'm not doing my first shift at work, then coming home and doing my second shift. And you wondering why I don't want to fuck you, nigga? I'm tired.
Facts. So I just feel like just find a partner that makes your life easier. Like I just posted today. I said, stop dating niggas that make you feel like you have to be in survival instead of softness.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not even just for, I'm not going to just say women. I mean, not just for women, because I feel like sometimes we don't make men's life easier either. So I could say it goes on both sides, but I just feel like it goes back to date niggas and bitches that you like. Because when you don't really like them, you just with them for the convenience of it. And it shows.
Well, I hate the choose better term. To like, oh, just choose better. But sometimes, like, I really tried and it didn't work out. Like,
and sometimes choosing better is not aesthetically what you want. So we're going off aesthetics now.
Let's talk about when choosing better means you gotta be with the ugly nigga. Bitch, are you ready? Are you ready for choosing better might mean that you have to be with the ugly nigga?
At this grown-ass age and everything that I've been through, absolutely.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm absolutely okay with that. Because, I mean, who's saying I want to have a children with this man or this person?
I'm okay with having some ugly ass babies. You know, it's not my life that I have to live ugly, so it's okay.
I'm crying. Either fucking way. I just feel like, I feel like now the older I'm getting, the more I'm like, you know what?
Looks isn't everything.
Because I used to feel that way for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like most times my best relationships happen when it's not solely focused on how you look, respectfully.
Yeah.
I mean, you've always liked medium ugly niggas, so I'm getting into the realm of medium ugly because I'm like,
girl, like it's.
I was remember what I said last week when we were at fucking what's it called? I said,
yeah. So Yeah, but I be finding my medium ugly niggas attractive. Like, I actually like them. I'm not like, oh, he kind of ugly. I'm not really into him. No, I actually am into you.
Yes, very much so.
Very much into you. So, yeah.
So let's get into more pressing matters. I feel like it used to more than so as of lately, where the shade room used to always post girls wearing the same outfit and or from the same designer. And it was just like, who wore it better? And I feel like inadvertently, you know, we always feel like comparison is always inevitable, but it's like when it's right in your...
the thief of joy.
Exactly. And I feel like it always happens more so to women than it does to men.
100%.
I feel like our insecurities are always on a platform for everyone to fucking pick nit and find what they can say is that insecurity that they don't resonate with, and they can just pick at for someone else when they're already dealing with the shit they're dealing with themselves. Like, the shade room didn't have to do that. Like, these girls did not ask to get an outfit and put, like, because they dress it up differently too.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they wore it exactly the same. So why are y'all picking my outfit that I wore 3 weeks ago to a bitch that wore it this week, talking about who wore it better?
Who wore it better? And why does it matter? We both wore the outfit.
And we both had the money to get it.
Yeah, and it's like, you have to think about how many women in the world have the same outfit we have. Every bitch shop at Shein. Let's talk about it.
Me and Sammy have the same shit from Shein.
So,
and it's never about who wore it better. 'Cause, I mean, her shit always looks better in the front. My shit look better in the back. I'd have to throw that out there because you talk about my titties wasn't titties.
Your titties are titties. Great. They look amazing.
They look heavy, don't they, y'all?
They look hefty. Hefty. Yeah, so that just brings out insecurity. So that brings us to our topic of conversation, is dealing with insecurities and the insecurities that we have, that we're dealing with as human beings. So let's define insecurity. What is insecurity? Insecurity is a feeling of inadequacy, not being good enough, and uncertainty. It produces anxiety about your goals, relationships, and ability to handle certain situations. Everybody deals with insecurity from time to time, and pretty much that is what it is. There's 3 types of insecurities that we go through.
There's 4.
Yeah, there's 4 types of insecurities.
There's 4 types of insecurities. So there is relationship insecurity, job insecurity, image or body image.
By the way, we got this from WebMD.
WebMD.com.
Y'all, I don't know which one it is.
They got
but it's WebMD. Have you ever been Googling the symptoms and feel like, oh my God, I'm going to die today?
Bitch, well, I mean, we already discussed this, so yes, very much so. WebMD, you are literally on my shit list for life. For that.
Real, you always make me feel like I'm about to die tomorrow.
So image and body image and social insecurity. So which ones do you feel like you struggle with the most?
Right now, I feel like the 2 I struggle with the most is image and job insecurity.
Okay.
Those are my 2 top insecurities that I'm dealing with right now. But I feel like my biggest insecurity I have is probably image, honestly. Yeah, that's always, I mean, that's not nothing new. I've talked about it so many times about how I feel about my body, how I feel like I should look better when I do feel like I am my, goal, weight, whatever. I still don't fucking feel good enough. So it's just like, it's what's called body dysmorphia, which I don't feel like I suffer from it, because when I look at the mirror, I don't feel like I'm just a huge, big person. But when I'm looking in a mirror, I'm not happy with what I see. Yeah. So is that really body dysmorphia? I don't think so. It's just me not, I don't know what it is.
It is body dysmorphia. Because I'm like, just because like visually, some people are like, oh, you look good. But when you look at yourself, you don't see what everyone else sees.
Maybe that's body dysmorphia.
That's body dysmorphia. Okay. Like you say, when you get on a scale, you're like, oh my God, this is a scale weight that I wanted. But my body's not what I want the scale to reflect when it shows my body.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, is that some of the insecurities that you deal with?
Yeah, that's one of them. And especially like more than recently, job insecurity. I've never felt like, not ashamed of what I did, because like I'm a bartender, whatever, that's cool. But now that as I'm getting older, not exactly shame, but it's like, I feel like I'm getting too old to be doing what I'm doing. But we still see people who are older than us bartending, being a bottle girl and whatever, and they're fine with what they're doing.
They're fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, they're ecstatic. Like this one guy I work with, he's in his 40s and he's a great ass bartender and he makes great money and he loves being a bartender. And I'm like, I don't want to be a 40-year-old bartender.
I know, but I feel like, why do we attach our age to what our success should look like?
Yeah, well, that's just how, because we feel as we get older, we should be more successful. Like they say, your 20s are for fun and your 30s are for being established.
But how did you say that him making X amount of money is not successful to him? Because what we don't know what he's used to.
Right. I mean, in my business, because my measure of success might not be his measure of success. Some people, let's not talk about the fact that people make great money bartending.
Oh, absolutely.
People make
great money and
figures bartending. That's very a fact. We bottle girl in the nightlife, and we make a living that has affords the opportunity to go travel, eat what we want, do what we want to do. So I'm not knocking the amount of money.
Yeah.
It's just the lifestyle that
comes with it.
That comes with it. I'm meeting guys that I don't care about. I'm meeting, it's just the same people, different bitches. It's not fulfilling. I think that's what it is. I no longer feel fulfillment from it. So now I need to go somewhere that is fulfilling me. And I'm in the stage of life where I'm trying to find a different career, trying to figure something out. And I just hate telling guys I'm dating. They're like, oh, I'm a bottle girl, I'm a bartender. And I'm like, and they're a software engineer or they're a doctor and they're doing the successful things. I'm like, well, I'm not as, not that I sound successful, I'm not in the same level of life as you. And it's like, I don't want to be the struggling nigga in your life. I really don't.
I'm okay with being the struggling nigga in your life.
You're okay with that? I don't want to be the struggling nigga in a man's life. Like, I'm not saying, like, I want to take care of you or pay your whatever, but I want to be able to be like, okay, my bitch can get a fucking Louis bag. I can get it. That's the same kind of level type shit. So that's just how I am I'm conflicted a little bit because I know you don't feel the same way. You're like, it's okay. Like, I don't mind being 30 and being a bartender or being a bottle girl, whatever. But I'm like, damn. Because I remember when I was 20, 21, 22, working up service industry when they were 30, I'm like, damn, bitch, you old. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
So I feel like, damn, I'm that old bitch I used to talk about. So,
Facts. I feel like the ones that I struggle with the most is relationship insecurity and sometimes social insecurity. Because I feel like one of my biggest insecurities when it comes to relationship insecurity is I have really bad abandonment issues, It took me a long time to like uncover that I have abandonment issues, commitment issues, and all those things. But then it's like, they're absolutely true. Like, I feel like there's certain things that I act off of in relationships because I'm trying to cover up the fact that I feel that way about certain things. But ultimately, those are not things that are healthy. Like I was saying on the phone, like things like being super clingy, y'all. I know I'm going to get, like I said, backlash for this. Being clingy is literally an attachment style that is based off of insecurity. I feel like if you always feel the need to be under your partner or someone that constantly feels like you need reassurance from someone that is currently in your life, not a forever in your life, because we don't.
So what is a normal, safe level of assurance and this is...
I think, okay, so I've always been on like high scales of things where I'm like seeing someone super high sensory.
Yeah.
And I feel like a normal sense of boundaries is having an individual life outside of them. Like, have you ever just been with someone for so long, you're not on your phone, you're not doing stuff, but you're just really enjoying yourselves?
Remember old dude that pretty much built up my apartment for me?
Yeah.
When I was talking to him, I was gone.
Bitch, you were gone from the world.
I was gone.
I feel like it can be healthy in doses if, say, like, but he didn't live in the city, so I can understand you giving him...
Well, at the time, he did.
Yeah,
At the time, he did.
That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done it too, because when I was talking to oh boy...
Yeah, we both done it.
We both done it. And I feel like being clingy is it's a trauma response because you want someone there so bad. Because I said that because naturally, I feel like I'm cool with having days where I can talk to people and not talk to people, but being up under someone all the time, it's like, it's exhausting. And the fact that you're neglecting your friends to do it, because like, don't we get mad at our friends for doing it, but we do it.
I do. Yeah.
And there's nothing positive about being up under someone when you can get so much shit done.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like clingy is just because you don't want to be abandoned and you want to feel like you're so present, but you can be present and still not do shit for a bitch. So it doesn't really fucking matter at that point. So with all things considered, why do you feel like you have that insecurity, like your body image, and why do you feel X, Y, and Z about that?
Because I'm African, girl. You know how African parents be like, you have to be a doctor. You have to be an engineer. You must take care of me when I'm old. You have to pay. Girl, if I am not successful and I'm not paying my mama's bills and taking care of her, I am a failure because she did not come all the way from Africa to here with little to nothing and worked her ass off and suffer and, did all this stuff for me to not be successful. So I feel that now that I'm getting older, I'm feeling that pressure. And as I see my mom get older, because that's the biggest thing about us getting older. As we get older, we see our parents get older. So now I'm seeing my mom get older. I'm like, wait, I am my parents' security. Well, I'm not saying parents. I am my mom's security plan. So if I am not successful getting it and making enough money to be able to financially take care of myself and my mother at this grown-ass age that I'm getting, then I failed. So my mom shouldn't be working as hard as she is. And I don't want to see her working as hard as she is. And she's getting older. And it's like, it's sad to me. So I feel like I'm feeling the pressure of it, and that's why I'm so insecure about my level. Because at my level that I am, I can't take care of a dog, let alone another fucking human being.
Child, I want a cat real bad, real bad.
So, and I'm honestly, I could afford to take care of a dog. I'm being dramatic, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Dogs are expensive. No,
dogs are expensive.
They're just as expensive
that
as
extra
kids.
income, that's my traveling income, bitch. I won't give it to a dog. So yeah, I need to make enough money to take care of a dog and my mama and travel.
The reason why I feel like I have that insecurity when it comes to my commitment issues and abandonment issues is also because of my father.
Yeah.
I think that they always say the first person you fall in love with is either your mother or your father. They always say daddy's girl, mama's boy. And I was a daddy's girl, and he just up and left.
Yeah.
So it's like, if my father can do that.
How is it?
It's just so easy.
It's so easy for them
It's
to
so
just
easy
be
for them,
like,
and they don't realize that we have to deal with that because it's like, I never realized I had daddy issues and probably until 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when I finally realized I had daddy issues, I was so angry. I was so X, Y, and Z. And like now I'm like on the downhill of trying to unleash all this anger that I have. But it's like when I reach out to try to fix them with him, he does not care that he's the reason why I'm the way that I am. He's African, he is proud, he is strong. And I'm just here with all these emotions and all this trauma that I give to
African daddy about emotions. They don't give a fuck.
They do not.
They don't know shit about emotions.
So I really absolutely hate that for me. I hate that for every man that I date because I make it very aware that I'm aware of it, but it doesn't mean that I know what to do with what I'm aware with.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like this insecurity affects your current relationships when it comes to platonic and or romantic?
I don't think it does affect it. I think
you
it's
don't
more.
Think that your insecurities affect your relationships?
I don't think that my two major insecurities I have affects my relationship. Maybe other insecurities, maybe how I'm very distrusting of men affects my relationships, but that's not really a big insecurity to me. But my two major insecurities that I have, I don't think it affects my relationships with other people. It's more affecting my relationship with myself more than anything, you know? And that's why I'm so glad that I've started doing my words of affirmation every day recently, because it helps brighten up my day. Because I was having a shitty ass day today, and I played it, and I was like talking to myself, and I was repeating it, and it brightened up my mood. I'm just like, these things are important.
They are.
The word of the tongue is so powerful. So when you say it, you can achieve it, you can believe in it, you can be it. So yeah, I don't think those insecurities really affect my relationships, but it affects my relationship with myself, and I'm working on that, kind of, sort of.
I think that my insecurities affect my relationships with platonic and romantic is just because I act like I always have it together and I'm always so strong, when sometimes I don't. And I mean, pure example, what we went through this week, I just try to figure shit out and just get it done because I'm like, I would rather figure shit out by myself and then come with you with a solution other than come to you with my problems and expect a result that I haven't looked for myself. So I feel like it affects me because it makes me be hyper independent. We just talked about that last week. We don't like being hyper independent, but
it's a trauma response.
And it's going to be, especially if you have abandonment issues. You feel like everyone's going to leave you off of the smallest bit or judge you off the smallest thing. So
I'm not going to leave you and judge you.
I know, but that's not what my brain is telling me. So a lot of times we talk about the insecurities that we have, but sometimes we don't recognize that our families, friends, and social media play a big role in why we're insecure about certain things.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like that's contributed to your insecurities?
Social media a lot. When I see people who are that look and act like me, and I see that they're like getting a bag, I'm like, what can I do to get it back? But we have to also remember that social security is social security. Social media is not even real. A lot of these people are actually poor.
Big poor.
They're actually
Big poor.
Okay, they're actually, faking they're faking their lifestyle. I was listening to this podcast, and she was hanging with these girls, and she thought she was gonna go out and hang out with them, and they ended up doing a photo stunt where they pretending they were drinking and pretending they were going out.
Wow.
Just to they pop fake bottles, fake drinking, they're really out, and they just went home after.
That's
so
sick.
A lot of what we think and what we see on social media is not real at all, and we know that it's not real, but we see it and we're like, oh my God, look what they're getting. People will purchase fake Louis boxes
and stand in front of a car and act like that's theirs. I remember I saw that. I saw that post.
Took a picture in front of a car from a show model, and that's people rent out these private jet photo booths where they can act like they're in a private plane. So yeah, when I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had these, and it's not even fucking real. And I've definitely family contributed to my insecurity about my job insecurity. Because like I feel like at this point my mom's pressuring me, my brother's pressuring me, and my mom's like, well, who's gonna take care of me? Who's gonna take care of me? So it's like, okay, now I have to fucking get it out, like figure out what I'm about to do in my life to make sure I can take care of you. And it's I don't know if it's good that I feel like I have to take care of my mother, and it's just more, I don't know. It's like I feel like I owe her, and it's like do we owe our parents anything because we didn't have to be born?
No.
But I feel like
I don't feel that way.
You don't feel that way?
Absolutely
I feel that way. I don't, maybe it's a first generation immigrant thing. I feel like a lot of first generation.
I'm first generation.
You are first generation.
I don't feel that way. You know why? Because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And every life decision she made, I love my mother, but she never prepared me for the life decisions I have to make, like credit score. Like the things that I'm supposed to have to be able to take care of her better, she didn't give me the tools.
But then your mom, actually your mom's first generation because your mom was born in Africa and she's the first generation here. You're not, you're second.
Okay, so I'm second generation.
Yeah. So
but you were born in Africa too. So your kids will be first generation.
My kids will be second. I'm first. Like your mom.
But you were born in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either. I could be wrong. Wait, maybe you are first generation.
First generation is people that the first ones born in America.
Then I'm not even first generation.
Exactly. You're not. Your niece is first generation.
My niece is first generation.
I was like, yeah, please look up first generation.
Because I'm like, wait, I thought I was right, but I could really very be wrong.
I think you are wrong.
Yeah.
But for me, I think my insecurities have literally came from just the idea of what the American dream is. And for me to think that the American dream is...
Yeah, it's the first foreign family members to... Yeah, so I am first generation.
So you are first generation.
Yeah.
So I am second generation.
Yeah. So I feel like because I am first generation that I have that tie to it.
And you have that luxury of having both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of like knowing what it's like to be in that realm, but then be in this realm.
And be in this realm, exactly. Because most of my family are back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you?
I mean, I was saying that I feel like mine definitely came from not knowing where I fit. That's where my insecurity always comes from. Mm-hmm. I feel like you want to build yourself up to be this person or have this persona. And then sometimes you realize you just can't. You can't fake the funk for so long. Because like you see so many videos of like you said, it's like even with Rihanna, she's like, what are the days you do when you don't feel that bad of a bitch? I fake it. And I'm like, I don't like the idea of faking it, but faking it is what makes you.
Well, they say fake it till you make it,
and it usually does work, but sometimes it doesn't help your insecurities though. Mm-hmm. Faking it does not help your insecurity. It just helps with the persona of that insecurity.
Yeah, because I remember someone that we both know was like, I wish I can be as confident as Thug Sammy, and I'm like, little do you know, baby,
yeah, that Thug Sammy ain't thugging right now.
Little do you know.
She a certified lover girl like me.
So yeah, it's a persona. I feel like I feel like I have an inner persona, and my inner persona doesn't always reflect who I really am as a person.
Yeah, and that's okay though.
Yeah,
because I feel like the real person you are is still authentic, but I feel like sometimes you have to show up as your persona to fulfill what you need in that insecurity in the moment, to
fulfill my insecurity. Because I'm like, if I showed you how I really feel about myself, I want to be Thug Sammy.
Yeah, you would not.
Yeah,
you would be Samantha.
I'll be Chiamaka.
Okay, so since we have time, do we want to get into how we don't need others to validate our insecurity?
Let's talk about how we don't need others to validate our insecurity. Pretty much, we don't need others to validate our insecurity. We already know what insecurities are.
Yeah.
So,
because I was telling her earlier, yesterday when we were on the phone, I was like, I have this friend, and she was like, Ami, I feel like I look fat. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. She said, I said I'm fat. I didn't say I'm ugly. And I'm like, shit. It's like, because I feel like as friends, we always try to cover up someone else's insecurity and tell them the other things that are great about.
You look great. Like,
yeah, you look great. About? She's like, bitch, that's not what I said.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we don't need validation for someone. We don't need someone to point it out. If we are acknowledging our insecurity, that's already the first step. It's already us taking note of what we don't like about ourselves, but we're not giving the world the power to make it belittle us. We're taking the power back and saying, I can acknowledge I feel this way about myself, but guess what? I'm not going to feel here for long, you know?
Mm-hmm. Good.
So what are signs that you are insecure about something?
Okay, so there was a couple of them, but these are the ones that resonated best with us, is perfectionism. I am a perfectionist. I've said that many times on this podcast. I am a fucking perfectionist. Perfect. I like everything from the lifestyle, everything has to be good. If it's not good, it's not worthy to be out. If it's not,
Trust me, I am her co-host, so I know more than y'all.
And I did not know it was insecurity until I looked it up, and I'm like, I'm reading this and I'm like, wow, like how, like it is insecurity because of perfectionism. Let's find it. It says it right here. Perfectionism is the inability to be satisfied with progress, and you need to control and refine projects until they're perfect. Can be a sign of insecurity. It stems from the sensation that you or your performance is never enough. And that's what it is. The reason why I'm a perfectionist is because I don't feel like.
And I feel like every time I call you a perfectionist, you're like, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Because I don't want this part. And I'm like, sometimes everyone knows, I think maybe my insecurity about certain things, I'm like a free flow, let's go. Because I feel like if you see where we started and see where we're at, I feel like sometimes fuck ups happen. Real G's fuck up. And I like people seeing the raw shit of it, you know? And I feel like you like the idea of like, nah, we're here, so let's set our standard for here.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have shitty ass episodes. And we know we have shitty ass episodes. And I still sometimes want to air them. You don't want to air them.
I do not want to air the episode if it's bad. And it's like, I just feel like it's not good enough.
But I feel like it's authentic though. To me, it's like it's authentic because it's like sometimes we're not always good. Some days, maybe one day my energy is bad or one day your energy is high, mine is low. It's like our energy is not always our crack ass fucking energy.
And but that's not how we're going to be perceived. They're going to be perceived as, okay, they're not doing good today.
And no, it's real. It's real life.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Because I feel like sometimes we don't have to be perfect, we have to be real. And I feel like sometimes for you, you're like, if aesthetically we're not looking some type of way or if we're not sounding some type of way, and I'm like, I respect it, but then I'm like, shit, y'all gonna get what the fuck I give you today, because shit, this is what we produce, and we still paid for it.
Yeah.
So why the fuck can we still not give you the content that we clearly already still did? We still did it. It wasn't released. Like I feel like I'm proud to say that we only had like what 4 to 5 episodes that we haven't
aired
out of all of the episodes we've had. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But
half glass, half full, not half empty.
I'm an optimist. ASF.
So yeah, I did not know perfectionism was insecurity, but it is, y'all. So yeah, that's my insecurities. I don't ever feel like what I produce is ever good enough.
Okay, so another sign that you're insecure is you have anxious or you have avoidant styles. And I have a lot of anxiety. And I never realized that anxiety is a reflection of insecurity. I thought that, just being anxious is part of life because we don't know what's going on in the future. But being anxious means you don't trust yourself. And not trusting yourself means that's insecurity, that you don't feel that you can produce and or do what you can do well.
Another sign that you have an insecurity is if you avoid social interactions or social settings. Yeah. Like you just don't want to be around people. You avoid it completely. And it's just like a little self-isolation. Like
I feel
you just don't want to deal with whatever you're dealing with because you are ashamed and you don't want people to judge you for what you are dealing with. So you isolate and you just pretend like it's not happening. Like, I'm just going to be by myself and not talk to anyone because if I talk to anyone, I'm going to tell my secret.
She's talking too loud. She's talking too loud.
So yeah, self-isolation is a huge sense of insecurity.
And another sign of insecurity is depression, anxiety, and or poor job performance. So honestly, insecurities manifest themselves in different ways. And I know we say relationships, it doesn't in jobs, it does in social settings.
Yeah.
But it's like when you are feeling so stuck in your ways about yourself, you cannot see yourself in any other view than that one insecurity that's in that moment. So sometimes people say that it doesn't like transfer, but we always say energy transfer, it doesn't die. So if you feel insecure about, say, your body image, for example, we had someone that we knew that said that her body image is the reason why she couldn't get a job or she wants to get a job,
Yeah.
And so that energy transformed into something else because you're manifesting that and you going into the job work spot instead of you like literally just saying, hey, I look this way, I'm going to own it, and this is just not probably the space for me. Mm-hmm. So that I'm saying insecurity only manifests itself into other forms. It never just stays into your social or your what's it called. It's going to go into the other one. Even if we say that they don't mash, they absolutely do.
Yeah. So we're going to go into how to manage them, insecurities. Yeah. One of the things that we looked up was prepare yourself for setbacks, but don't let them control you. And that's something that I feel like I do. Always prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. And just so you won't get too let down and you won't be too upset when it does happen, you've already know, like, okay, if in case this has happened, I know I can handle it because I've already prepared myself to handle it, and I won't be devastated when it happens because I know it was a possibility. So yeah, and if it does happen, it's okay. Like, don't dwell too much on it. Like, there's a saying that we have: I cannot come and kill myself. So when something
happens to me yesterday, y'all, and I was like, Sammy, what does that mean?
Yeah, Omo, you can't come and kill yourself. So it's like you can't like dwell on the on the bad. You have to think of, even though it's okay to be in your emotions and deal with it, next thing you know, you have to be solution based. That's why I feel like it's okay.
That's why you're a fire sign. I'm telling you, I feel like all the fire signs in my life are solution based humans.
Yeah.
I will sit there and cry and but I tell niggas that
cry for one day.
No,
and the next day remember you a bad bitch.
I'm telling you, all the fire signs I know, I'm like, so what you gonna do about it? I'm like, bitch, I already found a solution. Fuck you.
Find that solution, because I'm going to cry and then be like, okay, this is how I'm going to fix it. Because today, I'm going to tell you, I cried today. Whenever I bought this laptop and I went home to set it up.
When I called you, I could tell you were distressed. That's why I didn't want to talk first until I knew that you were good.
Baby, I look, and honestly, I feel like maybe this job isn't for me, because I went to my mom's house to print out everything I need to print out.
Yeah.
The ink went out.
So it was like a sign.
I went and paid to get the printout somewhere else. Went to Best Buy, by my mom's house, bought a laptop, drove all the way to my side of town to set the laptop up. The laptop did not work. It couldn't. The cursor was fucked up, and it pissed me the fuck off, because I'm like, how do you buy a laptop?
And it already don't work.
And it already I bought the laptop at Best Buy, y'all. It ain't no Walmart laptop. It was a fucking HP.
Hey, guess what? Walmart don't miss, y'all. Don't listen to her.
So I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it was not meant for me, because all the roadblock I got to get to this, it's not.
And also, when you play devil's advocate, they always say the most adversity happens when you're about to elevate. So I'm gonna say I'm
waiting for my elevation. I'm waiting. Okay,
so another way to manage your insecurity is confront your feelings rather than avoid them. And I feel like we talked about really just owning it, because I feel like this entire episode, we're just saying own your insecurity and live in them and don't let them define you. Because I feel like the first part of having an insecurity is like understanding that we're all self-conscious. We're just the first to admit it. Like, honestly, no one is living without insecurity. And I feel like just because someone doesn't talk about it does not mean that they're living insecurity free. So...
Amen.
What's your second one?
Challenge negative thoughts and think critically. And I feel like my words of affirmation is definitely helping me challenge my negative thoughts. When I listen to my money affirmations and my positive thinking affirmations and my, loving affirmations, I'm like, it helps me. It really does. Whenever you say those things out loud, you become what you say. So when I tell myself I've told myself I was going to have a good day after what happened, I'm having a great day. So definitely try saying how you want your life and your day to go, so those things can actually happen. And prayer without works is dumb. So not only say you want this to happen, but actively try to make these things happen.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So my second one is let go of people and situations that fuel your insecurities. I feel like many times when we are insecure, we're around the same people that put you in the situation that makes you insecure. So for you to take yourself out of that element and see why you feel that way, dissect what you feel. Not enough times do we do enough self-reflection and understanding how we get to the root of things. We think that only our environment is a key to it, but it's like a lot of our insecurities are stemmed in childhood trauma and or how we were raised. And we just only manifested it and turned into something different when we're adults.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you have to realize, because I feel like me being outspoken and being loud and feeling unseen was when I was a child. So now as an adult, I feel like I'm so outspoken. I'm so everything I couldn't be when I was younger, I'm doing it times 10 as an adult. And that makes me insecure, because I'm like, I've heard so many times from friends, because even when you're like at your birthday, like that made me so like, it hurt my feelings when you're like, everyone was like, yeah, she's so loud, she's so this. And I'm like, I wasn't trying to be.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. And I feel like anyone that knows me knows I'm just gonna be, if something's making me mad, I'm gonna say it. Not to take over the fact that it's your birthday, but take over the fact of like, bro, like y'all ain't doing your fucking job.
I just feel like a lot of times people feel like not everything needs to be said. And
I don't feel that way, because I've never got to be heard. As a middle child, I've never got a chance to be heard.
Yeah.
So never being to get heard, and now being an adult and being able to say what I want to say, because who gonna fucking check me? It's my fucking life. So when I'm finally now an adult and some people don't handle me speaking my mind in the same, it bothers me, because it's like, what is about what I'm doing is hurting you by speaking my mind? Is it embarrassing you? Is it...
I think it comes off as abrasive.
It might, but if you don't know how someone's raised, you're gonna always think something is
and
arrogant.
that's exactly what it is. They don't know who you are, how you
Exactly, and it hurts, and it still hurts people's feelings, even though people don't know. It still hurts feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I remember when you were like telling me, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go to your birthday. Like, I was like, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to steal the attention. Because I'm like, if something bothers me, it's gonna bother me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm like that even when it's just me and you.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I mean, you know, but I'm like, people that don't know me, the people that know me through you don't know how vocal I am about everything.
Yeah.
So when they see, they're like, bro,
what the hell?
Like, can she not chill out for one second?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm a fucking crackhead. Literally. I own it.
I got a third one. Do you have a third one?
I don't have a third one.
I think I just added this one. And I think I wanted to add it because it pertains to us. And it's be proud of progress no matter how small. And even though us adding our little like intro and outro is small, I feel like that's progress. That's another element to like, okay, these bitches are really like, what's up? Like, it's not like a big deal, a big thing.
It's a big deal. I feel like when you say it's not a big deal, it diminishes the fact that you think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
a big deal.
I was like, I'm glad that we added it. I'm glad that we have an intro and outro. I'm glad that we have songs. I'm glad that we have like these things that set our podcast apart from other people. And I'm watching our podcast grow every time. I'm like, we're getting more and more views every time. Even though it's slow, it's coming. Our blessing is
slow
coming,
progress
girl.
is better than no progress.
And it's progress, girl. We're growing every fucking day and we're getting more followers and we're growing and it's beautiful. And I'm like, are you ready to take this journey with me? Because it's coming.
Bitch, I've been on this journey for you.
It's really coming.
You denied this love for so long. We're on this journey, clearly.
All right, so let's get some motherfucking questions.
Oh my God, it's a great time. I love this for us.
All right. Can insecurity be a good thing?
I absolutely don't feel like it can be. Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like because the way that our brain works, we make sure that insecurity is only the worst thing. It never fuels us to do anything great.
Okay.
I only feel like, because when we's like, oh, I hate this about myself. And like you keep working it out and you don't see what you want to see. Mm-hmm. So you keep thinking the negative part of that insecurity instead of saying, like you said, small progress is better than no progress.
Yeah.
You don't see the little progress. You see that you're not where you want to be because what your progress is probably not be what you see in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And that discourages you. So I don't think insecurities are ever good, but I mean, it's unavoidable.
Okay. I see insecurities can be a good thing. So I feel like insecurities can humble you. Because imagine if I wasn't a perfectionist, I wasn't like thinking like this is not as good as it is. And I'm just like, oh, I'm just this great ass podcaster who just do whatever we want. And like, I'm going to come off as not likable. So I feel like
we can be the nicest human beings and not be likable.
True. But I feel like insecurities humble you. You know, it makes you feel like, okay, I can work harder because I don't feel like I'm good as I am. But a lot of times you're really good. We just don't see it.
Yeah.
And it's a humbling feeling when people come to you like, oh my God, I love your podcast. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Because it's a humbling ass feeling because we're insecure about it. So it gives us that, okay, well, maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was.
Giving us a little reassurance.
It gives you reassurance. So yeah, insecurities I feel like that in that light can be a positive thing.
So what life lesson has your insecurities taught you?
I don't know about life lessons.
They gotta be life lessons because I mean these are insecurities you've had for your entire life. You just now recognize them through insecurities at your adult age.
A life lesson that I got one. Yeah, my life lesson that my insecurity taught me is that perfectionism is a insecurity. I did not know that until I read it. I did not see it as insecurity. I saw it as you want to be the best. But I feel like maybe I am doing good. I just don't feel like I'm good enough. So that is probably what it really is. Perfectionism is an insecurity because you can always put out your best product, but your best,
I feel like it's
not the best product. Yeah.
I think the life lesson it taught me is that everyone is living with insecurities. We just do a better job at managing them. Mm-hmm. Because people that have way more followers, way more likes, they're still insecure about their product, but they manage it in a way where we probably won't even see it in public. Just because I feel like if celebrities weren't insecure about their relationship, they wouldn't have to talk to us. Mm-hmm. So if they felt...
They're insecure because they know regular bitches like us are fucking their men.
So it's like, if they felt more supported in their circle and by the people that they're around, they wouldn't feel like the need to speak up to us. And that's what I'm saying. Like, insecurities are universal. Like, we are not... like, no one is above insecurities. That's the life lesson it taught me.
Yeah. So if there was one insecurity you can get rid of right fucking now, what would it be?
Bitch, why is that my second question? No, I'm being dead ass.
That's funny.
That's my second question. I guess we both are going to answer it.
Okay. Yeah.
One insecurity I wish I did not have. I wish that I felt like that my personality wasn't too much. Because I love how I am. I love how outgoing, how fun.
It is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot for some people.
But I wish I didn't have that insecurity because I don't care. The thing is, most people that feel like it's a lot are not people in my everyday life. Mm-hmm. So even if you feel that way, I respect it and I acknowledge it, but I will fix that with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel like I have to fucking fix that with every single person that I meet through you or through somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I wish that insecurity I didn't have, that I felt like I had to appease everyone, be funny to this person, be sympathetic to this person, be empathetic to this person. I wish I didn't feel that way because I don't give a fuck. Literally, I don't give a fuck about y'all, but y'all affect me when y'all are telling other people about me when all I want to do is be liked in that one situation of like a few hours, because at the end of the day, we're not friends outside of this.
Yeah.
So it's like, so when someone else's friends don't like me, it bothers me because I'm like, I've not even been around you long enough for you not to like me. Mm-hmm. I've not done enough for you not to like me. So it's like, that's why when I didn't like your friend, I'm like, I don't want to tell you because it's like, that's not my friend.
Yeah.
So I don't want to tell you because none of my fucking business. But when people say that are your friends tell me they don't like me or that I'm doing too much, I'm like, bro, let's be real. I don't like half the shit they do, but I'm not going to speak on it because guess what? They're not my friends. Mm-hmm. So for people to feel so vocal to talk about me to you about things they don't like that I do, I'm like, let me talk about half the shit I like that I don't like that they do, but it's none of my fucking business because I'm gonna let them live in whatever fantasy they live in because I'm gonna live in my fantasy. Mm-hmm. Bitch, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna live in my fantasy. I might be fucking wrong.
One thing about she don't lie to you. She don't tell you.
And the thing is, I'm gonna live in my fucking fantasy. So I feel like I allow you to do that fucking weird ass shit. So let me live my weird ass shit because the thing is, outside of you, I don't contact them or be with them. Mm-hmm. So it's like that one moment when you tell me for like 5 minutes, like, oh, they felt this way. I feel so low about myself. And I'm like, why do I feel that way? Because they're not my real friends. They're not my actual friends that I confide in. So I wish I didn't have that insecurity.
Okay, I guess my insecurity that I think I would get rid of, I don't know. I don't think I would get rid of any of them. Because I feel like my body insecurity makes me want to always stay in shape. And my perfection insecurity makes me want to also be the best I could be. I would say maybe my job insecurity. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, that's the one I would say, like, you know what, Sam, you can chill on that. You know, like you can.
But I always tell you your job insecurity is literally slim to none. But I don't want to diminish how you feel about it.
It is.
But I just feel
one
like
thing about me, I will get 3 jobs in 1 week.
Bitch, and do. And I commend you for your tenacity to get that many jobs because I've been at the same job and I'm like, bruh. Yeah. I don't know how you do it because Sammy will be going through 3 job orientations, going to 2 other jobs. And I'm like, bitch, you actually really working like 5 jobs, but that's none of my fucking business. But if that is what's going to make you happy, I understand.
Yeah.
For me, jobs don't equate happiness. A job means to an end. A means to an end. Because my job is not.
But I feel like, do you want a job or do you want a career?
I want a career. Wanting a career is what you want outside of that. And I feel like what we do, what I do, what you do, what we do funds us to have our career. Yeah. Because I'm going to get into real estate. I've already decided that like nightlife is not, like when you said fulfillment, that literally was the word that stuck in my head. I'm like, it's not something I want to do my entire life.
Yeah.
And I feel like the men that I meet, the people I meet, is not something that I want to deal with my entire life. I want to be on the other side of it, paying these bitches and telling them they can do better. I'm not saying you're not doing better because you're in the nightlife, because the nightlife is fun and you can make a lot of money.
It's good. It's not forever.
But it's not forever. And I'm feeling at the age that I'm getting in, like having
so now you
fucking
like
houses, children, partners. It's not for everyone. And if it is for you, that's cool. But for me personally, I want to make at least $5,000 to $10,000 a month to feel fulfillment. Easily. That's what I need. $5,000 to $10,000 to feel fulfillment.
Remember that video of that girl who said $5,000 a month wasn't enough? Or she said $10,000?
I think she said something less than that though. Yeah. I feel like she said something about like regular, because we're talking about $5,000 without taxes. Mm-hmm. Like $5,000 without taxes is good for me because I pays my rent, pays for my nails, my lashes. I feel like $5,000 pays my shit.
$5,000 a month is great for me.
For me, without a man. Happy. $10,000 is perfect with a man, so I can buy him shit too. So you know me, I'm a trick.
I was like, buy a man something?
Oh, absolutely, baby.
Well,
I got a good man.
Or my man? That's
I got a good man. So I'm talking about my man. So I'm talking about my man.
My man's your man.
No, he's not. That nigga will be dead before before the video drop. Let me hear some shit. He'll be dead before the video drop.
All right.
Yeah. So thank you for following this journey.
Yeah, we talked about our security. We almost cried, but we did. Why did we almost cry when we're talking about our podcast? Though we were like, the podcast is progressing. I felt like
we always almost cry when it hits too close to home. It's so easy to talk about relationships and niggas ain't shit, but when it comes really close to interpersonal shit, it's hard because like even when I was talking about my insecurities when it comes to your people, I'm like it makes us very emotional because we care.
We care.
If you don't care, it won't make you emotional.
We are humans outside of this camera. We have lives and emotions and thoughts, and we go through shit just like
very much so.
So yeah, thanks for following this journey. It was amazing. I like this episode talking about insecurities. We didn't talk about niggas this whole time,
and I love that. We did not. We did not. We talked about how we act with niggas. Yeah. We never we didn't say niggas ain't shit. So we are progressing.
So let's say it now. Niggas ain't shit.
A little progression is better than no progression. So thank you for following us on the journey. Like we said, like 3 other times. Follow us on all social media platforms at The Real Sip and Spill, except Twitter, which is
Sip and Spill 1.
And make sure you follow us our merch, which is Sip and Spill Shop.
Yeah.
Follow us our YouTube. Follow our Reels. Follow us our TikTok, our Patreon. We need
a separate review. Can you send us shit so we can review it?
Honestly, I'm telling you, I'm about to go to this place and get these candles from this girl because I'm like, we've been trying to get her shit and she was saying she wouldn't give it to me. So I'm just going to go and buy the shit at this point because it's going to be less than $30. We're not above paying for shit. We're just saying like, we're getting exposure just as much as you're getting exposure. So while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating for some 5-star bitches. Ow.
I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get tired. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea.